What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the show. Boy, did we have a day yesterday going 4-0 on the show. Technically, our plays went 3-0, but if you listened carefully, I gave out a bonus play and we cashed all four for a full sweep. And now we are on a 15-5 YouTube run. And in this video, I will recap yesterday's results and give you today's best bets and looks for today's MLB slate. As always, if you like this video, hit that like and subscribe button as it does help the algorithm find more sports bettors like you that are looking to make profit. Yesterday, we finished with another day of profit going 4 and 2 with plus 0.809 units on a 17% return on investment. To say we left some on the table is probably an understatement. It's early on in the year, and it's really not the wisest to go super heavy on plays without a ton of data. But on a day like yesterday, when we had a ton of aces, we probably should have played another play or two, as a majority of the leans that we looked at pretty much cashed. I think two plays that we looked at did not cash, and the other six that we liked did. So we could have had a massive day, but as I always like to say, profit is profit, and any day in the green is a fantastic day. Now, enough about the past results. Let's talk about the MLB bets for today. Today's first look, I am going to Boston against Baltimore, and I am going to take Tanner Houck for the Red Sox to go over 16.5 outs. That was minus 130 over on DraftKings. It looks like now it's actually moved down to minus 120 over at DraftKings, so you can get a little bit better money there. I will say this is a rather risky play. Going against the Baltimore Orioles offense is always something that you want to be a little bit weary of. But I just like the way that he has absolutely been a workhorse over last year. Over 70 pitches. He's hit this in 90% of his games last year. He's also faced them the last time out last year, and he went 6 innings, only allowing one hit. He's coming off a 17-out performance against the Rangers, which is a very good hitting team on the road, and he went over his first 7 starts on the road last year. He ended up cashing 67% of his games last year on the road, and as you see at the end of the year, he really started tailing off. So the first start of the year, as he's getting stretched out, which he already really is stretched out. Last game he had, I believe, 90 pitches, so he should be ready to go for today, especially against this lineup. And if you look at his overall games last year, he cashed 16 straight games before he ran into Padres and the Yankees, two of the toughest offenses to face. I do think he can navigate around the Orioles lineup this game, and as long as he doesn't get torched early on, I do believe they will let him go at least a full six. So that's a very good look for today. Bet number two is going to be the Nerfy in the Astros and the Twins game, and I got that at minus 130. It's now moved up to minus 135. So it's still a very good line. I would take this up to probably minus 150. But it really, I don't think it'll get that high. I think it should stay right around the 130, 135. If you don't know what a Nerfy is, this is betting for the first inning to not have a run. And I'm not really sure how many we're going to play this season. They are fun, they're exhilarating, and we like to say it's 6 outs to glory. But this can also be a very volatile and a very random bet. Even if you have the two of the best pitchers in baseball going, sometimes teams can just they can get a guy on and one hit can get them in. So um, I like to say play these with caution. As I said, this is a very volatile market. But there are people out there that are very good at this and they focus on this and that's all they do. And if you really like these bets, these can be very fun and they're very quick. So it's just a very quick bet, get in, get out. So a lot of people like it for that fact. But I really do like the data here. For the first 6 games of the season, the Astros actually were under the first 5. Yesterday was their first time going over. So I really like this to be a bounce back spot for them to stay under again, especially behind Hunter Brown, who's been absolutely a beast at first innings. Hunter Brown has been under in 8 straight games dating back to last year. And then on the other side, we've got Joe Ryan. Now, the Twins have been over in 83% of their games. Only 2 of those games, the Twins were the ones that scored first. So I like the fact that Joe Ryan, I think he can keep the Astros under. And I also am trusting Hunter Brown to have another good first inning and to keep his streak alive. Last year, Joe Ryan went under at home last season and 10-1 on his side of things. So the things that he can control, they went 10-1. The only game they lost to was against the Yankees. So every time I talk about a bet losing lately, it seems to either be against the Yankees or the Padres or the Dodgers. So as long as you're not playing one of those two teams, this is a pretty safe bet. I think we really like this look. Um, Like I said, not sure how many of these we will be giving out over the year, but hopefully we can start us off and cash our first Nerfie of the year, as this is going to be our first Nerfie of the year. Our last play of the game. This is going to be a juicy play. Don't usually take these kinds of lines, but with the small slate today, there's only 5 baseball games. I really didn't love any of the strikeout alt props or the hits allowed, which is usually what I would use to bring down a juicy line. I don't mind um, Nick Lodolo for the Reds. I think he can get 4 strikeouts today against the Brewers, but pitching in a dome can be tricky. And just him coming off of the 1 strikeout game last game, I just want to see what he can do on the road, especially against the Brewers, who have been strikeout happy. So if you really want to play that, I really don't mind it. I really wouldn't be shocked if Lodolo ends up with 6 or 7 strikeouts in that game. But it's just with him, I want to wait and see. And then Tijuana Walker. Um, T1 has not had a very good spring. If you look at his spring, although he did play, I believe, the Yankees and the Blue Jays twice. He went 83 and 80 pitches in his last 2 games. He had, I think, 5 or 6 starts, and he only hit 3 strikeouts once. So for some reason, he's only striking out 1 or 2 guys. So that is a little worrisome. He is playing the Rockies, so I do think that could be a good spot to grab him at like 3 strikeouts. But that's like minus 500. So you're going to have to find something like Hunter Brown here. You could use that, which is something I considered. I think I got that down to about minus 120 minus 121 if you did that when I looked at that earlier. I don't know. That's just really risky to me. And honestly, I think if we're going to play Hunter Brown, I'd rather just eat the juice and play this as a straight. Even though everybody is striking out the Rockies, I do think taking a strikeout prop against the Rockies for all 164 games this year may not be a bad look, and it's probably going to be a very profitable look. And I'm not saying take the regular strikeout line. I mean, if you're gonna use if you're gonna take a juicy prop, find the pitcher that's going against the Rockies and just use one of their alt lines down to minus 500, minus 400. Hunter Brown last season, he cashed this both times against the Twins, hitting 18 each. And really early on last season, he really struggled to get going. He just could not get comfortable on the mound for whatever reason, whether he was just getting lit up with hits or he was throwing balls, couldn't find the strike zone. He just could not find a way to get to 18 innings. And then all of a sudden, he basically turned into a Cy Young candidate. And I believe he cashed the last 19 of 23 games going over 17 and a half outs. So I really like this look. And another reason why I like it is because the Twins are really struggling right now. They currently are sitting with the 4th worst batting average in baseball at .184. And like I said, over his last 20 starts, he has cashed 16 of his last 20. I'm probably not going to play these types of lines too often, but on a small slate like this, where there's only 5 games, I do think it's just worth taking the juice. And if you want to play this for maybe 1.5 units, I don't mind that. But just it being his first start on the road, even though he pitched really good in his first game, I just think that you might want to caution your and just protect your bankroll a little bit. So I really like this at just 1%, at minus 165 over at Fanatics. That returns right around $60 on $100. So I still don't hate that return. Like I said, don't play these types of lines all the time. And that's the breakdown for today, guys. Pretty quick and sweet today. Like I said, there's only 5 games, not a lot going on. For other free plays that may not be on this video, follow me on all social platforms at Top Flight Wagers. If you want to join our Discord for free or get my exclusive VIP plays, check out the links below in the description. Any first-time users use code NEW for a 3 free day trial and 50% off your first month. And if you want these plays earlier, I suggest doing that because obviously my VIP, they get these plays earlier than when these videos come out and before I post anything to social media. And as always, if you found this video valuable, smash that like button for me. It helps the algorithm big time, and I'll see you tomorrow. Let's cash some tickets.